Good morning and welcome to Sunday Morning Beers. We are on the cusp of a very, very exciting week as Tuesday is National Indian Pudding Day, just a really underrated and under-celebrated holiday, and we are very proud to have made that. Really, we are the epicenter of the celebration at 4th Street Brewery. Right here in Little Lincoln Park, we have essentially put Lincoln Park on the map. People are going to come from all over the country for this celebration this week, and so we're pumping money into the local economy because people are coming to this event. So and it's part of your American heritage, so you really should take part in this, and we're going to talk about all the exciting things we have going on. But first, we have a very exciting beer that we have to drink. Not beer, it's cider, and we're not talking about woodchuck. We are talking about DuPont Reserve. This is a French cider. Apples harvested in 2010 and matured in 2011. This is from the Normandy region of France. They make some really exciting ciders. They're much more flavorful. If you've ever had woodchuck, that's okay if you've been out cutting the grass and you just want a quick thirst quencher. But the French ciders, really flavorful, really unique flavor to them. The apple varieties that they use, the yeast that's used in there. And not only that, this was matured in Calvados casks, which also from DuPont. And Calvados is apple brandy. So aged in oak casks that had apple brandy. Mm-hmm. Imagine that. So here is the beer. This is, you can see it was a cap, or the cork, and the wire cage, which is always very cool. This was $24. So it was not cheap. Here it is.
Ooh,
cheers.
There.
It is very light colored, extremely effervescent. This has actually been sitting in our glass for a little bit, but you can still see just a stream of bubbles, just like champagne, just nonstop.
When we first opened it, it was insane.
Just nonstop bubbles in there. It's crazy. Really nice, kind of a funky, almost like a musty cellar type aroma to it.
Like a really good
like an earthy
apple.
Champagne.
Like a really good apple. Like a real rich apple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like an heirloom apple. Mm-hmm. Not your Macintosh or Golden Delicious or anything like that.
Real
very,
sweet.
very dry.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an apple flavor, but like I said, a unique apple flavor. Extremely dry, extremely effervescent.
Yeah,
a little bit of like a yeast funkiness in there. But not sour or anything like that.
And
just
not woody, not like heavy woody.
No.
Not at all.
Super refreshing, super flavorful though.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like you take that sip and it's all these flavors bursting in your mouth. You want to savor it, and yet it's refreshing. You want to drink it quickly, but it's just like.
Wouldn't this be great with Thanksgiving dinner?
This would be great with a lot of things. This would be great. This would be good. I don't know necessarily with Thanksgiving dinner. I could see certain things that this would be good with.
Kind of dry, so it cuts that richness of the food.
I think that Thanksgiving needs more of a malty beer. Really like a bière de garde is a good Thanksgiving beer.
Well, when I was growing up, we drank more wine with Thanksgiving, and this kind of reminds me of a wine.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that, but there is a lot of occasions that this would be good. Certainly just sitting around as a sipper, now that it's cold outside, this is perfect for that. This is absolutely delicious. One of the best ciders I've ever had, if not the best cider I've ever had. Really cool bottle. Yeah, it's expensive, but if you can find this, I would get it. DuPont Reserve. Delicious, delicious stuff.
I'll have to look for that in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see if we can get some more of it. Good stuff. Look for it. Okay, let's talk about the week. National Indian Pudding Day is on Tuesday. It's so big, it's gotten bigger every year that we've decided to make it 3 years. And
3 days.
3 days.
3 years.
3 years.
It's a long celebration.
We have to have a lot of beer started up for that. So what we do is, if you don't know anything about Indian pudding, there was a time up and through the 1950s where you could not buy a cookbook, which, there's people out here watching the show that probably aren't even old enough to know what a cookbook is. But cookbooks, every household used to have them. And in these cookbooks up through the 50s was at least one recipe for Indian pudding. It is basically a colonial American take on English hasty pudding. And so you're talking about, corn is kind of the main thing in there because that's a very American ingredient. So you're talking corn, molasses, spices, and milk. And imagine taking pumpkin pie and not really forming it into a pie, just sort of having it in a lump. And that would sort of remind you, especially my mom's pumpkin pie, because my mom uses dark molasses in her pumpkin pie. She makes the best pumpkin pie. She makes the best crust, and the molasses in there make it so rich, and that's why I always use molasses in my pumpkin beers, because, I just love the way my mom makes her pumpkin pie.
Well, Mom better make a pumpkin pie now, because I want to try it.
Because you'll find out how good it really is. So, like a really rich pumpkin pie, that's what this Indian pudding is, but it's got the kind of the gritty, unique texture of corn in there, and a little bit kind of the corn sweetness of it too, and really, really good.
So it's kind of like spoon bread, like corn spoon bread. I
have no idea what that is. But anyways, tinkered with the recipe a little bit every year. Last year I was really happy with the recipe that I used, and so the Tuesday version that we're releasing, very similar to what we had last year. Just a really nice, flavorful, and yet easy drinking beer. But then on Wednesday, the beer that's coming out on Wednesday, what I did was I also added chocolate to it. So imagine like a chocolate pumpkin pie. That's essentially what this beer is that's on Wednesday, the chocolate.
I don't know.
Oh yes, absolutely delicious. Chocolate pumpkin pie? You don't think that sounds good?
Chocolate and pumpkin? No.
Oh yeah, you're in the minority on that thinking for sure. So then on a Thursday, then we're going to do two beers. On Thursday we have a cask conditioned beer. The base of the cask is the Motor City Mocha, which is the fudge porter, and I call the cask better than Mackinac Island fudge because we're talking about fudge porter. And then to the cask, I added not imitation vanilla, but real Madagascar bourbon vanilla to the cask. You're talking about really a nice vanilla, quality vanilla, to a fudge beer. Delicious stuff. We have that as a cask. And then we are returning with Black Ops hops, which is an India Black Ale. Some people call them Black IPA, some people call them Cascadian Darks. Tweak the recipe, never changing it again. This is the year right here. A Black IPA or an India Black Ale, whatever you want to call it. So a big hoppy beer, 125 IBUs. That's the only big batch of the week. That'll be sticking around for, I'm going to say at least a month anyways. But these other batches, they're going to go quick. And then the really cool thing that we're doing is we're donating a portion of the proceeds from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to Homes for Our Troops, a great cause. Veterans Day is actually today, although it's celebrated on Monday as an official holiday, but it's November 11th. And so we always do this tied in around Veterans Day with the National Indian Pudding Day, is donating a portion of the proceeds to Homes for Our Troops. They build new homes or retrofit existing homes for disabled American veterans, which if you follow the news for the last few years, you know that unfortunately a lot of veterans are coming home lost limbs, multiple lost limbs, other severe
Paralysis.
Disabilities. Yeah, it's very sad to see. And so, this is a great charity to help very deserving people out. So hopefully you will come out. Hopefully you will help us donate a lot of money. Hopefully, we're also taking your donations as well. So, we're not putting the screws to you to ask you to donate for something you don't want to donate to. We're asking you to come out and have a really good time, take part in just a classic American holiday, and help out America's veterans. So, what could be better than that?
And if you dress like a pilgrim?
Oh, free beer for you if you dress like a pilgrim. Probably an Indian too, because Indians, the first, the tagline is "Party like it's 1621." That was the first Thanksgiving. So Indians and pilgrims.
So if you did dress up, you'd be the first. And
free beer.
Yeah.
Free beer. All of the staff, we're going to be dressed like pilgrims.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. So you do it too. So that's Tuesday through Thursday. Going to be a really good time. Obviously, a lot of people are coming from out of town, out of state, so the parking lot's going to be full. But there is additional parking next door and in the front of the building. Get there early. Never a bad idea to get there early for sure. So that might even allow us to tap the beer early if you come early, because that always sets back the tapping is when people come right at the tapping time. So that is what's going on. And then, of course, keep on your radar for next week, Thanksgiving Eve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Thanksgiving Eve?
Yeah.
Which, we're going to close on Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving Eve, huge party. We're going to have a bunch of new beers on that day as well. Hunting season.
Yeah, come and get your growlers.
Yeah, come and get your growlers to take hunting with you for sure. So lots of things to think about, lots of fun stuff. Cheers, everyone. We will see you this week, hopefully more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great week.